And now, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the host of tomorrow's Thespians, Donald. I love it when a plan comes together, Briggs.
What a great audience. Thank you all so much for coming here today. I really appreciate it. I am Donald. I love it when a plan comes together, Briggs. It's not as easy as you think going through life with that name. I mean, when I was in grade school, we had a test. I'm still writing my name, and everybody else is finished with the test already. So it's not that easy. But it ain't all that bad. I mean, sometimes when I don't have enough money to pay my bills, and I have to write my name, there's not enough spaces on the thing. So because there's not enough spaces on it, I'll still get my bill in time. But because my full name isn't written, they can't cash it. So I get an extra 2 to 3 weeks before I even have to pay my bill. That's not that bad. But you know what? Some people do mess with you know what I mean? I have this real good friend who happens to still be in college. He invited me to this frat party a little while ago. And so unbeknownst to me, he didn't told everybody my full name. So I go knock on the door, and I knew I was going to be in trouble when this guy opens up the door, and this Brawley guy, and he has this shirt that says USK on it, USK. I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, USC. So I said USC on it. So I knew I was in trouble then. So he introduces himself. He says, I'm Michael C. Smith. So I said, well, I'm Donald. No, he said, I'm Michael C. Smith. All right, I'm Donald. I love it when a plan comes together, Briggs. Thank you. So now another person's right behind him. I'm Jessica D. Antoine. I said, I'm Donald. No, I'm Jessica D. Antoine. There we go again. I'm trying to be polite. You know, when somebody introduces you by their first name, you do the same thing. And so she says it. So I say once again, I'm Donald. I love it when a plan comes together, Briggs. And now all of a sudden I see the next person comes and another person comes. And then all of a sudden I look and I see everybody in the party who's in line waiting to greet me and all that. And so by the time I get inside the door, I realize the party is over and everybody's gone. So the next day I went to the Hall of Administration and just illegally changed my name back to Donald Briggs. So this is tomorrow's Thespians. This is an opportunity for actors to get on stage and show you exactly what they can do. But before they do that, I want to introduce the individuals, qualified judges who are going to give them a little constructive criticism. So first of all, we have Mr. Barry Papick. He's one of the top acting coaches in the world. And Barry has coached for television shows such as The West Wing, The Wire, Malcolm in the Middle, and Crossing Jordan. He has worked with many actors including Sean Connery, Rob Brown, Jamie Foxx, Anna Paquin, and the famous Lindsay Lohan. He's also an accomplished actor, having been in over 20 films and 40 stages, and just wrapped up a feature film, The Rejoice, and is preparing to film a lead role in the Spanish Harlem Puppet Project this spring. Welcome, Barry Papick, everybody. Not to be outdone by him, sitting over to his right is Mr. Justin Ross. He's an internationally recognized actor, director, and arts educator who's currently be seen on Gene in the hit comedy Love or Whatever. His film Waiting for Yvette, starring Wendy Mack, not in Cleveland, won an audience favorite and at the Palm Springs International Festival of Short Films. He has starred in numerous Broadway shows, including Pippin and the Chorus Line. This fall, he will guest star in 2 acclaimed web series, Old Dogs, New Tricks, and A Couple. Please welcome Mr. Justin Ross, everybody. All right, well, thank you all so much. So we're going to go ahead and bring out the performers this evening. We have 4 wonderful performers, very talented individuals. So the first individual we're going to bring out, his name goes by the name of Isaac Alisma. Let's find out a little something about him before he comes out.
Hi everybody, welcome to tomorrow's Thespians. I'm Linda Leak and I have sitting here with me one of tomorrow's Thespians, Mr. Isaac Alisma. Isaac, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Isaac Alisma. Obviously, I am from Vero Beach, Florida. I've been here going on 10 years. I like sports. I was in a fraternity in college. I speak French and Spanish. I'm learning Italian in a couple months.
Oh, wow. A very smart thespian from Florida who does all these languages and everything. My goodness, you are definitely getting ready to kill out there. So tell us, what are you doing here at tomorrow's Thespians?
Well, I hope that it's a stepping stone as far as exposure, and it'll help, get some people to see my talents. And it's pretty tough as far as getting people to see your talents. So I think it was a really good opportunity to basically showcase my talents.
Absolutely. So speaking of your talents, tell us, what do you do in addition to acting, and basically what is your genre?
What I do aside from acting, like I said, languages. I like to learn languages. I'm a big fan of just knowledge and like seeing what's going on in the world. I love sports. I'm a big college football fan. I love Florida State Seminoles. I watch them play in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
How about singing and dancing?
I can dance well. Singing, I think I'm a decent singer actually. I think like if there was a role that called for singing, I would actually be a decent singer.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think I'd be like if there was a musical or anything like that. I think I would be a decent singer.
Awesome.
But yeah, my genre more, I would say drama. I would say drama. I think I could do both, but I would say what I gravitate towards more is drama.
Well, I'll tell you, you're here today, and there's a lot going on with this wonderful show, Tomorrow's Thespians. What would you like to see as the outcome of this entire situation?
I would like it to be on TV, I guess, to get picked up by a major network, because as far as the way that I approached it, as far as how I sort of perceived it was like the American Idol of acting, and there's not really a lot of outlets for actors. There's like a million things for singers and musicians, but there's not really anything for acting. So I mean, I would hope that it would springboard and allow actors to showcase their talents and get some exposure.
Well, what type of films are your favorite ones, and also your actors? So give us your best film and your best actor.
My favorite film is Closer. I love Gattaca, Troy, just very hole-in-the-wall type movies, very complex movies, complex characters. Favorite actor would definitely have to be, I mean, it would have to be like three. It would have to be Denzel, Meryl Streep, Russell Crowe. I love Benedict Cumberbatch. Just really actors who just kind of lose themselves from character to character, and they're just never the same. I think those are the sort of actors that I really gravitate towards.
So what kind of monologue are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be doing a dramatic monologue. It's called No Apologies. It's about, I don't want to give too much away. It's going to be in my performance, but it's basically about a man whose younger brother has been killed by a cop. It was an supposed accidental shooting. He was profiled, and his brother was killed, and my character is basically coming to the scene post killing of his little brother.
Wow.
So.
Okay, well, Isaac, what do you think that it takes to actually make that monologue real and make that monologue happen? What do you think that you've got that's going to make the difference?
I think just being in the moment, and what I think that I have is just a lot of training and a lot of just a lot of practice and authenticity. I think that's the most important thing, just to feel it. I think with all the histrionics, I think is just feeling it and just believing it and showing everybody that.
Absolutely. Well, I'm in perfect agreement with you, and just from the time that I've met you, I know you got it going on, Isaac.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. Good luck and congratulations,
Thank you so
thanks
much.
for sitting in with us this afternoon.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Welcome, Isaac Alisma, everybody.
My name is Isaac Alisma, and I will be doing a monologue. The monologue is called No Apologies. It is basically about a brother who has come to his little brother's practice to have found him shot dead by a cop. I'm sorry. I just came to pick, I just dropped my little brother off at school this morning. I woke him up, I gave him my lucky bracelet, and I told him today's the day. Today's the day that you're gonna get the ball at practice. He'd been waiting so long, to get a chance from the coach. We just moved here, so he had to earn his confidence. And he worked so hard after his homework, just so he wouldn't fumble. I'll tell him high and tight. You have to put it here, you have to go high and tight. I'm sorry. That's what you say when you have a fender bender with someone. Or you accidentally cut in line. That's when you use those words. I come to pick my little brother up at practice, and you're telling me you made a mistake, and you're sorry? You're sorry? What am I supposed to do with that? Will that bring him back? Huh? No, I won't calm down. I won't calm down because what, is he gonna shoot me? Will he shoot me? This pig killed my brother, my baby brother. Oh, so it's okay when, when you make a mistake, we're just supposed to deal with it. That's all right. Even when your mistake costs a life? What am I gonna tell my mom? How do I tell her that her youngest son has been murdered? And he didn't even do anything wrong. Just running to practice.
Okay. So now what you doing?
I don't accept your apology. I hope he haunts you in your sleep. I hope you burn in hell.
Wonderful performance from Isaac, huh? Wow, thank you so much, Isaac. Let's find out what these judges think about that performance, okay? Let's go with Justin, please.
Hi, Isaac.
Hello.
Thank you. I felt that you really kicked in, honestly, about halfway through the monologue. I understand nerves and, memorization and all of that. I just felt that that confusion in the beginning, where he's just trying to process all of this. You kind of went in and out of it.
Okay.
I don't think that somebody in that position would have been quite as calm as you were through most of it. I certainly understand, and appreciate the levels that a human being would have in that kind of situation. But you took a lot of pauses, and I just wanted you to be, more of a speeding train through this, to really try to understand this whole situation. Other than that, I really appreciated the passion that you brought to this, and I get it. So I'm talking more technical things than I am in terms of any kind of talent.
Okay.
I think you've got a lot of talent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Mr. Papick.
How are you, Isaac?
I'm good, thank you.
I thought the work was good. I didn't think the work was great.
Okay.
And I think that you have the possibilities of doing great work. So I thought the beginning, I think Justin is right. I thought that your preparation for the work wasn't as good as it should be. So what happened was, in the beginning you were playing attitude rather than, dropping into the confusion of the moment.
Okay.
Also, the personalizations weren't as clear as they should be. The personalization for your brother here has to be definitive. If it isn't, then this doesn't work. You have to know who that person is. And it wasn't clear. If you know who that person is, we'll know who that person is.
Okay.
I thought this monologue was timely, which I loved. I thought that you pushed for your tears at the end, and it's something that I detest. Let them. If your personalization for your brother is clear, those tears will come. You'll never have to push for them. So what happened was you pushed for tears, and then you snapped out of it in a moment because they weren't real. They weren't truly there. So what I want to see you is drop into only truth, only what's really there. If you tell us what's really there, then we'll be able to lean in and relate to you, not just sit back and watch you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So how do you feel about that?
I feel good.
All
I
right,
think
great.
I understand what you're saying, both of you. So thank you.
Everybody, Isaac Alisma. All right, and our next contestant, before we bring him out, let's find out a little something about him.
Hi everybody, we're here today with another Tomorrow's Thespians, right here today on Tomorrow's Thespians. And I'm Linda Leek, and let's just get right to it and talk to Mr. Tony Battelle. Hey Tony, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I'm very pleased to be here.
Well, very happy to have you. What a great handshake. That shows the confidence right there. I tell you, actors have to have confidence. That's
Absolutely,
for sure.
absolutely. It's one of our tools.
Absolutely. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, Tony.
Well, I was born and raised in Manhattan, in New York City, and I grew up as a child actor. I worked a lot off Broadway, Rip Torn, Geraldine Page. I did some commercials back then. I went to professional children's school, so
Wow.
I'd go to auditions. My grandmother would pick me up and take me. She really believed in me. And then when I graduated high school, I dropped everything and moved to LA. I got an agent out here, and I worked on some TV shows in the 80s, like Give Me a Break, Father Murphy, and did some pilots, and I was flirting with success. But I still had to, support myself, and I fell in love, and I got married, and I had responsibilities, so I
That always does it, Tony.
That's right. I kind of had to shelve that stuff for a while, but two beautiful children did come out of it. They're my lovely girls, my teenage girls, and they're the joy of my life. And then I got into music around 2000, because I had some time to be in a band, and my band was able to put out a couple of albums. But after the last album in 2012, the band kind of split up, the Blue Cats, and I decided I wanted to go back to my first love, which was acting. And this opportunity came up, and I seized it, and here I am.
Well, there are no coincidences, so you definitely are supposed to be here at the right time, at the right place today. So tell us, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to do a scene from Willie Loman from Death of a Salesman, Arthur Miller. And it's kind of the pivotal scene where Howard he's trying to keep his job. And Howard is kind of kicking him to the curb. He's the son of the man who used to own the business that Willie worked for. And Willie feels like he's kind of owed, a job. He only needs to make, $45 a week. But he's trying to convince him that they just don't make salesmen like they used to, and he's one of the old school salesmen, and he's been working at it since he was a teenager, and he's very scared, and he's trying to kind of justify his life, and he's also angry, that he's being kicked out.
Wow. Well, how does the quality or the character of that individual match yours?
Well, here I am, trying to get back into acting, and I'm sort of an old school actor, and before the internet and so forth, and I'm not angry, but I am a little scared, and I'm trying to maybe, kind of ask for my job back.
So this is pretty good timing, I would say. Well, what would you like to see happen at the end of your career, or even in the middle as you go forward into Tomorrow's Thespians? What would you like to see happen?
Well, I think I'd like to show that, it's never too late to follow your dream. And I'm hoping that, some of the people who see me will go, oh, I've got a part for him, and, he could be, in something I'm doing. So, I just want to reignite my career again.
Absolutely. And you know what, Tony? It is never too late to follow your dream. There's so many examples out there of those who have started way after their careers, way after marriage, and boy, are they like in lights right now. So we salute you today on Tomorrow's Thespians. We appreciate you coming, and we thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Good luck to you.
It's a pleasure.
All right, take care.
Tony Battelle, everybody.
I'm going to do a scene from Death of a Salesman. That's Willie Loman, who's just been fired, and he's trying to show that he is an old school salesman, and he really gave up a part of himself in order to be the salesman that he believes he is. Business is definitely business. But just listen for a minute. You don't understand this. When I was a boy, 18, 19, I was already on the road. And there was a question in my mind as to whether selling had a future for me, because in those days, I had a yearning to go to Alaska. See, well, there were 3 gold strikes in 1 month in Alaska, and I felt like going out. Just for the ride, you might say. Oh, yeah. My father lived many years in Alaska. He was an adventurous man. We've got quite a little streak of self-reliance in our family. Thought I'd go out with my older brother, try to locate him. Maybe settle in the north with the old man. And I was almost decided to go when I met a salesman at the Parker House. His name was Dave Singleman. And he was 84 years old. And he drummed merchandise in 31 states. And old Dave, he'd go up to his room, you understand, and put on his green velvet slippers. I'll never forget. And pick up his phone and call the buyers. And without ever leaving his room at the age of 84, he made his living. And when I saw that, I realized that selling was the greatest career a man could want. Because what could be more satisfying than to go at the age of 84 into 20 or 30 different cities and pick up a phone and be remembered and loved and helped by so many different people. Do you know, when he died, and by the way, he died the death of a salesman, in his green velvet slippers, in the smoker, the New York, New Haven, and Hartford, going into Boston. When he died, hundreds of salesmen and buyers were at his funeral. Oh yeah, things were said on a lot of trains for months after that. You see, in those days there was personality in it. There was respect, there was comradeship, there was gratitude. Today it's all cut and dried, no chance of bringing friendship to bear, or personality. You see what I mean? They don't know me anymore.
Ready to find out what the judges thought about that?
Of course.
All right, everybody. Mr. Ross, let's hear what your opinion is.
Sure. Okay. Well, Tony, again, it kind of went in and out for me a little bit. That last beat I thought was absolutely beautiful, and I felt the pain in your eyes, and I can't see from here if there were any liquid in your eyes, but it seemed like just behind it, you know, that deep sadness, and also at different points of the monologue, I understood your pride in this career that you chose. What I didn't get was the lie about your father, that you were going out there, you know, just to, you know, check things out. I mean, you were going to find the father, the man who had abandoned your family. And I just didn't get the core underneath all of that, which in turn, once you did find your calling, had all of that, you know, great pride behind it. And the thing with the green velvet slippers, I just wish that, you know, you had locked into that a little bit more, because that was the symbol for you of making it. You know, it was the penultimate, to be able to sit in your room in those velvet slippers and, you know, rule the world as you saw it. So again, I think you got a lot of it, and would love to see you dig a little bit deeper.
Great. Barry.
Tony, you read the entire play, I take it?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, I mean, this is a play I did Incident at Vichy off Broadway, and Arthur Miller came the opening night. And an incredible writer, and every word is so tasty and beautiful. It's, you know, you can't beat the words that he writes. The problem that I had was that you relied so much on the words that I didn't really always see the picture. And you know, I think Justin had said a little bit about that. You know, about why you went to Alaska, and you know, the picture of your father, the picture of your brother, the picture of Dave Sigelman. You know, those things I want to see, and the only way I can see them is if you have a clear picture in your mind of who they are. You know, I thought that you weren't quite dropped into the choices, so what it became about was too much about the words. And you know, I never want to play, I never want a performance to be about words. I want it to be about what you can tell me. You know, Justin said something about the tears. Well, I don't care about tears. I don't care at all. I don't care if you have tears, but I want you to bring me to tears. Mm-hmm. And the only way you can do that is by you dropping into the pictures that you have, so I can drop into my pictures that I have. And I think you need to go further with that. I thought that you know, the work was fine, but I think that the bottom line is you have to do the work. You have to take the time to really break this apart and do the work. You know, I think that you have a great connection to these words, but that's not enough. You got to do the work.
All right.
Okay.
Tony, did you understand what they were saying?
Yes, absolutely. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Tony. Appreciate it, okay? All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Battelle. All right, we're going to bring out our third contestant, a young lady. Before we do that, let's find out a little something about her.
Hi everybody, we are back on tomorrow's Thespians, and sitting in with us is Tracy Blackstone. Tracy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've loved acting all my life, but I had to earn a living. So for many years I was a mild-mannered mainframe computer programmer.
Wow.
And then I retired, and then I decided to do what I've always wanted to do, which is act in films. And I'm doing that, and I'm having a great time.
It's awesome, isn't it? It's a lot of fun.
It's wonderful. I've had a variety of roles. I got to play a really evil landlady last summer.
Oh,
for,
okay.
An Academy of Art film. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, so I work a lot with the film schools up there. And one of the joys of it is all of these short films I get to play lots and lots of different characters, and it's so much fun.
It is. Either you're made for this or you're not. Don't you believe that?
I do.
And so when did you get hit with this acting bug?
Oh, when I was very young. Junior high school, college. I worked for many years for the Renaissance Fair and the Dickens Christmas Fair as a street improv actor, making up characters as we went along. Always. I've always loved it.
Awesome, awesome. So what are you going to be doing here on tomorrow's Thespians?
I'm going to be doing El Gallo's speech from the Fantastics, which is one of probably my favorite speech in the whole world, because Tom Jones did such a beautiful piece of work with it. It's ageless, it's genderless, and it's timeless. One of Shakespeare's narrators could have spoken that. One of Aristophanes' dramatists could have spoken that speech. It's about the nature of love, and it's just so beautiful. It engraved itself on my forebrain when I was 16 years old and bought the original cast album.
Wow, wow. So I know how important that is to you. So tell me, what kind of quality quality do you need to possess to be able to just nail it?
You need to love it. You need to understand what the words are meant to convey, because words are just a framework for emotion. They're something that gives shape to emotion, and if you don't have that feeling in your heart of what these words want to make people feel, then you can't do it. And I love to tell stories. I love to convey things to other people, to feel what they feel and then reflect that back to them, and then to make them feel what I feel. And I think that's sort of the essence of the actor's art.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell us, who's your favorite actor?
Oh gosh, my favorite actor, where do I start? I love Meryl Streep, I love Kathy Bates. Right now I'm really, really very fond of Gloria Stewart, who played the older Rose in Titanic.
Oh yeah.
Who was just wonderful, and you could see her. You could see that the young woman she had been as she tells these old people. I mean, her very first line, she picks up the phone and says, "Have you found the heart of the ocean yet, Mr. Lovett?" And
so
you
great.
know she's a cracker.
That is absolutely
something.
great. So, besides acting, do you sing? Do you dance? Do you have any other?
I can sing.
Okay.
I love to dance, but I'm not very good at it. But I've always loved to sing, and my mother and I used to sing popular songs when we did the dishes. And I've been in some musicals.
In
so.
some musicals.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, Lady Blackstone, you're about to go in that room in just a little while, and you are going to do your thing. So, what advice do you have for others who are coming right behind you, who are going to be doing the same thing in that room? What would you like to say to them?
Love what you do. Love what you do, believe in what you do, and have a blast.
All right. Well, there you have it, everyone. We appreciate you so much joining us this afternoon.
Okay, please welcome Tracy E. Blackstone, everybody.
I'm Tracy Blackstone. I'm going to be doing El Gallo's speech from The Fantastics, where he talks about what it's like to be in love for the first time. You wonder how these things begin. Well, this begins with a glen. It begins with a season which, for want of a better word, we might as well call September. It begins with a forest where the woodchucks woo and the leaves wax green and vines entwine like lovers. Try to see it. Not with your eyes, for they are wise, but see it with your ears, the cool green breathing of the leaves. And hear it with the inside of your hand, the soundless sound of shadows flicking light. Celebrate sensation. Recall that secret place. You've been there. You remember. That special place where once, just once in your crowded, sunlit lifetime, you hid away in shadows from the tyranny of time. That spot beside the clover where someone's hand held your hand, and love was sweeter than the berries or the honey or the stinging taste of mint. It is September, before rainfall, a perfect time to be in love.
Good job, Tracy. Good job.
you.
All right, you ready to hear what the judges thought about that performance?
I am.
All right,
Hi, Tracy.
Justin.
Why did you choose this particular monologue?
I've loved it since I was 16 years old and bought the original cast album.
Yes,
It engraved itself on my forebrain.
yes. Well, no, it's an absolutely glorious show.
The thing about this speech is that it is timeless, it is ageless, it is genderless. Anybody could speak it, from the Greek dramatists to Shakespeare to modern times.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you. But what I didn't get was your personal connection to this story. I understand that it clearly impressed you, touched you in some way that you wish to impart that. But I didn't see behind your eyes your personal experience of that.
Well, it's all there.
And that's
Many years of it.
that's what was missing for me today.
Okay,
And just on a technical note,
yes.
be careful of getting too quiet,
Yes.
because then we can't hear you. And particularly with a very poetic monologue like this, and very descriptive, you need to hear all the words. You got a little soft at times, and it was hard for me to understand exactly what you were saying.
Thank you.
Okay.
And Barry?
The danger of doing a piece that's too poetic is you get lost in the poetry. And that's what Justin was alluding to. This work was too precious for you. You know, you love these words so much that they became theatrical rather than dropping in to who this woman is. By the way, you said, when you introduced it, you said he is instead of she is. I want to know who you are. I don't want to know. I can read this. If this is in front of me, I'd be glad to sit here and read it, but I want to see you tell me who she is. So I want to see you drop into it. And what happened was it became too precious, and all I got was the theatricality of the words rather than seeing this woman up there. I mean, it's a beautiful piece. I want to see you drop into it, and I want to see you share it with me, not tell it to me.
Okay,
Okay.
I will work harder on that, since that was what I was trying to do.
Then if that's what you were trying to do, and I hope it was, then your preparation needs to be stronger, and you need to less kowtowing, less bowing to the and more about who you are.
Okay,
Okay. Did
Thank
it make
you.
sense what they were saying, Tracy?
absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Out our final performer this evening, but before we bring her out, let's go ahead and take a look at her backstory.
Hi everybody, we've got another one of tomorrow's Thespians right here with us today. And let's not waste any more time, let's get right to it and introduce her. I'd like to introduce to you Lady Jessica Allen.
Hello, good morning.
Hey Jessica, aren't you gorgeous with your little cute thespian dress on?
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So tell us, what are you doing here at tomorrow's Thespians?
I am going to perform a monologue from the Great Gromboolian play by Don Negro. It's a love story basically about two people who just aren't right for each other.
Uh-oh.
Typically not right for each other, but you know, love is love, and sometimes, you know, two opposites attract, and it's just like it works.
Opposites attract, absolutely.
Which
This
is like
gonna be interesting.
which is in real life. It's like, you know,
Absolutely.
two people, it's just like, what are they doing together? But that love is real, so it works.
It works. Oh man, I can't wait to see this one. So Jess, tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you actually get into acting?
Well, I'm from Miami, Florida, and I started acting when I was in elementary school. My elementary had this morning announcement show, and I remember the first time I went on the morning announcement show, and I was like, yes, I'm on TV. And then I came back to my class, and my mom and my dad and my brother were there, and they were like, oh. And I was like, oh my God, they're so happy. So from that moment, I was like, I want to be on TV. I'm going to be an actor. And that's that.
Oh, you knew it.
I just knew it. Like, it was right. It felt right. And from there on, my mom and dad put me through all the performing arts school, from middle school to high school, college, through everything. So it's been with me for a long time.
Absolutely, and you know when you know.
Yes, you know when you know. Hello, that's right.
Well, tell us, Jess, what do you think it takes to be able to make it out there as an actress?
Oh, that's a good question. It takes courage for sure. You have to stay positive and just grounded, you know, because there's so many things that go on, and you get told no one minute, you get picked on, especially nowadays with social media. People will rip you apart. Like, you have to stay grounded and know who you are, what you believe in, and go by that. You can't be shaken at all. You have to remain solid. And that's from personal experience. Like, it's been all over the place for me, but as long as I'm like, you know, I have good faith, I'm strong, I can do this. And, you know, that's just across the board with anything in life pretty much, just not in this industry.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, tell us, do you do other things besides acting? Do you sing? Do you dance?
Yeah, yes, I do dance and I sing. I think I sound like Beyonce, but some other people would beg to differ. But yeah, I can carry a note here or there.
Well, you're looking like Beyonce with that dress on.
Hey, got my
freaking
dress on. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you, you've got what it takes. I'm telling you, just from listening to you and talking to you and everything, I know that, and you're so young, so you've got a great career ahead of yourself. And I know that as you go forward with that confidence and that bright smile, you're definitely going to make it. So tell us, what advice do you have for others who are doing exactly what you're doing, trying to get into this industry and get going? What do they need to do?
Study, read plays all the time, practice on talking, because if you don't get comfortable with your voice and how you sound, if you have a dialect or an accent, if you don't clean that up, it will be extremely, extremely hard. So just practice, read. That's all I can really say. Just read. Not only plays, everything, because you want to be smart. Like, you have to be smart to be an actor. Everything's about strategy, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you look pretty smart. I bet you got A's and B's in school.
Yes, I did. My parents were strict on me, like, go to school and make those grades now. We'll let you have fun, but you better make them grades too. We ain't playing. I'm like, all right. Like,
that's right. Well, I know you're getting ready to go in there, and there's a lot of other thespians out there, but you are the type of person, Jessica, I know you are not concerned about those other thespians. It is all about you getting out there and doing your monologue and making it happen. So, Jessica, I'm honored to meet you this afternoon.
Thank you.
Good luck to you on tomorrow's Thespians, and we look forward to seeing you doing big things.
oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Take care.
You too.
All right.
Okay, everybody, and please welcome Jessica D. Allen and her guest, Nathaniel.
Hello, my name is Jessica D. Allen. Today I'm going to perform a monologue from the Great Gromboolian Plain, which is, it's a love story about two people in a crazy hospital, and we have a lot of issues and secrets between each other, but in the end it really works out because, you know, love conquers all. And in this monologue, I'm sharing with him my biggest secret that I have. Thank you. I don't need you to defend my sister to me, okay? She wants the book. What? No, she doesn't. She thinks she wants it, but she doesn't. Trust me. Hundreds of poems about her. Poems about how a man can't stand when other men look at his daughter's body. About how he hates it when they look at her. About how he hates her because he can't stop thinking about her. About how he loves his crazy daughter, but the other one, the beautiful one, he's obsessed with. I'm the crazy daughter he loves, and she's the one he wants to kill because other men are always leering at her naked body. And she reminds him of his dead wife. And he can't stand it. He thinks he's going crazy. And he can't tell anybody. He can't explain it to anybody. There are poems about his fantasies of her naked, murdered body lying on a bed. Poems about how he knew he had to kill himself, or he'd kill her instead. And love poems and hate poems and mad poems. Our father killed himself. Did she tell you that? No, she didn't tell you because she doesn't believe it. But it's true, it's true, it's true. And if you read the books, you know it's true. I just can't let her see the book, all right? I just can't let her see it. Maybe he wanted her to see it. Maybe it was his way of punishing her for... I don't know. I don't even know. I took the manuscript 100 years into the future, and I left it in the archives of the library where my father's other papers and things will end up. So somebody, some scholar or the librarian will find it and eventually publish it. I did it, and that's all. I left it in the future. But you can't tell her, okay? I mean the part about what's in it. You can tell her anything else you like, but not that, all right? Please, Magellan. She paid you to tell her, to find out where it is, not why I wouldn't give it to her, so you can tell her anything else. Tell her that I took it to the future, that I've hidden it in the future, but you can't tell her why. All right? Magellan, please, please. You think I'm crazy?
Oh, fellas. Come on down, Jessica. Wow, that was powerful. Felt like I was watching one of those soap operas or something. How you doing?
Good.
Oh, wow. Are you ready to get some feedback from the judges here?
Yes, please.
All right. Justin, let's go ahead and start with you here.
Hi, Jessica.
Hey.
Hi. Well, you know, I think it's undeniable that you do have talent and that you have a gift for acting. And you look like you're a young woman. So, you know, kudos to you, and keep going, keep following, you know, this dream. That said, you should know that when you start getting auditions, you will not be allowed to bring another person into the room with you as an acting partner. That's what we're here for. So you need to make us Magellan. You need to convince us of your reasoning for not to convince him to not show that book to your sister. I missed I missed the motivation behind why you were so passionate about him not showing it to her. Perhaps the deep love for your sister, despite all that you've been through with her and what she put your father through. And so there was an energy lacking, particularly at the top, where, whatever it is that is driving you to want him to do things your way, I missed that. And when you talk about how your father loved you, he loved his crazy daughter, I would have liked a little bit of, a little bit of change there, and how that hits you when you know what's real. And, in a conversation, they ebb and flow, and a lot of different kind of colors are shown. So, one other thing. Oh, the switch when you go into I left it in the future. Because up until then, you're not sounding all that crazy. You've got your reasons for wanting things as you do. But when you start talking about, I took these books, then it's clear that something's not right. And I'm not suggesting that you act crazy, because that would be terrible. But again, the assuredness of your action, I left it in the future, will then just make me go, oh, okay, what's going on with this girl? So keep it up. I look forward to hearing more about you in the future.
Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure.
Barry, take one.
First of all, let me say Magellan was great. Yeah, we loved him. He was great. You're adorable.
Thank you.
And young, and that's a wonderful thing. Jessica, I thought, I'm just going to give you some points, because I thought, and I think that you have a lot of talent. What I think is that you still need a lot more training. And, right now it's like a diamond in the rough, and I think that with training, I think Justin's right. I think you're going to do some wonderful things. Uta Hagen used to say the most important. Uta Hagen, by the way, was one of the great acting teachers of all time, and a woman I studied with for a long time. And she used to.
She's that old.
Yeah. Let me. Trust me. All my teachers are dead now, so it's awful. I studied with Uta Hagen, Lee Strasberg. They were all the greatest people in the world, and they're all dead. But anyway, Uta Hagen used to say, the most important moment is the moment before. And your moment before wasn't very strong here. Now, the way we set this up is very difficult, because you have to come out and talk about your monologue before you jump in. So take that moment to really drop in, because you weren't ready to start when you started. Drop in and really take the moment. The other thing Justin was talking about, and I think it's really important, is the variables in acting. Acting's an art, and it's in our control. Today, it was, you had the moments, but they weren't in your control. I always talk about my mother's funeral. I stood at my mother's grave crying, yet I looked up and my uncle, who was very old at the time, was walking down this hill with a walker, and I leaned over to my sister and I said, he's never gonna make it. And the two of us just started laughing. And in the middle of my mother's funeral and all these tears, we were laughing because it was a real moment. And that's what I want to see. I want to see variables in your performance, and those are artistic choices. So what happened is, I saw you dive into the pool today. I didn't see you swim. And I think that you absolutely have the possibilities of swimming in that pool. So what I suggest is to really delve into your training and be the best actress you can be. don't be satisfied with where you are, because you can get away with this, you know, in a lot of places. You know, you're adorable, you have a great emotional life. You can get away with this, but it's not enough. It's not nearly enough.
All right, thank you, Barry. Jessica. We have come to the end of the show. So what we're going to do is bring out all of the performers for a final word from the judges. So performers, please come and join me on the stage, please. Justin, final words, please.
Sure, Donald. Well, I think we saw a lot of really good talent from all of you today, and I think the general theme is just to go deeper.
And Barry?
Yeah, I thought you were great, and I think that the one thing, the one common thread that ran through everything was that the more work you put into this, the better it's going to be, and the more truth you put into each one monologue, the better it's going to be. So take your time, do the work, and don't rely on the words, rely on the work. And I thought you guys were great.
And by finding the truth, it's your truth as this character. And then I'm suddenly not watching an actor, but I'm watching a human being.
Yeah, I love that. You know, the only truth we know is our own. You know, someone wrote these words. That was their truth. We have to make sure that we find our truth within their words. So the only truth you know is your own. So the minute that you start relying on these words, you're moving away from what really makes you different than every other actor.
All right, well, thank you so much. We've come to the end of the show. I want to thank our wonderful judges for dishing out that constructive criticism. I want to thank the audience for everything. I want to thank all of the crew members, and without a doubt, I definitely want to thank all of the performers tonight. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.